YouTube friends, happy Friday. So we're off to work. I've got a Chevy Cruze with a 1.8 liter, so the non-turbo engine, that's getting a water pump and a timing belt today. It's kind of weird that it's getting a water pump and a timing belt, because the kit for the water pump comes with a timing belt and timing belt idler pulleys and whatnot, but the water pump in that particular car is not driven by the timing belt. So I'm replacing the water pump because it's leaking, and the timing belt because apparently it's just time. I mean, I guess they just arbitrarily decided that the water pump's going to leak every 60,000 miles, so we're doing timing belts at the same time. I mean, I don't know. It's not going to be nice. There's an engine mount in the way, there's no space, typical fucking awful modern car. And I got about 4 more stacked up behind it. I don't remember what all the other ones are getting, but there's several more I checked out so that we could get estimates out and get in contact with the customers and whatnot. And I'm running a little late this morning, but it'll be alright. I'm working at Renegade tomorrow, so it's going to be a short weekend, but that's okay. This thing's running great right now. Well, it's 36 degrees out, but when it's 50 degrees out, or 60 or 65, it doesn't run so great. It still runs good, but it's running a little bit rich. So, since this is about the weather it was like when I initially tuned the carb, I think I'm going to want to go with a smaller intermediate jet, so it's not running so fat. When I'll have a chance to do that, I don't know. Probably not this weekend. And since I dialed in the Sportster when it was cold out as well, I might wind up having to lean that out just a little bit too. We'll see what happens. But it's weird though, because this thing ran just great all summer last year. Never did anything to it to change anything. Now it's wanting to run a little rich. I did notice that my idle had wandered down and gotten quite a bit lower, so I turned the idle up just a touch, and that seems to have helped as well. So maybe its problem is just that it's not getting enough air at idle, or was not getting enough air at idle, because the big times it would misbehave would be going from coast back onto the throttle. So just as I open the throttle, so right off idle. So maybe it was loading up at idle because it wasn't getting enough air. We'll see. I'll ride it around some more. I guess the other question is, why have you been riding the Harley Davidson all week when you've got a beautiful Indian sitting in your garage right beside it? I've been riding the old Frankenglide all week instead of my beautiful Indian because on Saturday I checked my belt tension on the Indian and adjusted it slightly because it was just a little loose, and checked my engine oil, and my engine oil is probably half a quart below the add mark. And I don't know how long it's been like that. Might even be a whole quart below the add mark. It's just a little bit above the bottom of the very bottom of the dipstick. And I know there is a crazy procedure to check the oil on your Indian, and it's hard to get an accurate oil level reading on those, but I double and triple checked. I read the procedure in the fucking manual and made sure I was doing it right, and it's definitely over a quart low on oil. I mean, it's like a quart and a half, almost 2 quarts low on oil. And it really hasn't been ridden much this year. Last fall I got the starter clutch replaced under warranty, and they filled the oil back up after they did that, because you have to drain the oil to do that. And I didn't check the oil since then until Saturday, because apparently I'm just a bad motorcycle owner and didn't think to check it in quite a while. But because it's a quart and a half, 2 quarts low on oil, I don't want to ride it like that, even though I had been riding it like that. Now that I know, I'm not going to ride it like that. So I got to run to Thunder Alley after work and pick up a quart or 2 of oil, or 3. I'll probably get 3 and put a quart right in it, check it again, and then add as needed, and then I'll have some at the house. Because I've basically got a lifetime supply of fucking Harley Davidson oil right now, but I don't have any Indian oil at the house. I don't think I'm getting through this light. Maybe. All right, we made it.